We now return to the Transformers. Back and forth.
So let's move on to what did you watch? I watched Shadow and Bone. That was good. I liked it. Jupiter's Legacy. That's in the news later. I thought it was okay. I liked that too. I watched the Army of the Dead.
Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter's Legacy.
Well, that was like a serious question because I don't know, but it's all right. I'm stupid.
No, not at all.
No, okay.
Army of the Dead. Watch that. That was good.
Off, right?
I liked Army of the Dead. That was a good movie. Been watching MODOK too. It's pretty funny. I mentioned earlier I watched this movie. I completely missed this movie, but I watched for the first time Daybreakers. That was with Ethan Hawke about the vampires and stuff, and Sam Neill.
Oh, okay.
From 12 years ago, I think. And
I don't think I've seen it, but I have my friends were really big fans of those movies. It
was good. And I watched Wrath of Man with Brother Kyle's favorite actor, Jason Statham. That was a good movie too.
Nice. Megalodon.
What have you been watching lately, Tyler?
The most recent movie that I can recall is like Alita Battle Angel, which I really, really enjoyed. I'm actually kind of upset that I didn't jump in on that sooner. I was really surprised with how much I enjoyed it. But like, I'm also a big fan of like cybernetics and robot stuff and whatever.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
James Cameron, right?
Yep. Well, indirected, he produced it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've been watching Vikings with my wife.
Yeah,
we started over again. I haven't watched season 5 yet. I've watched up to season 4, part 2. I bought season 5 on DVD and I just never got around to watching it. And then I moved on to other things, so I never went back to it. But it was on Netflix, so we started that. It's on Prime Video now. The season 4, 5, 6, and I don't know if 7's out yet, but so we're going through that at a pretty steady pace. And I forgot quite a bit about this show. I remembered a lot of it. I remembered loving it. I remembered I had a lot of fond memories of some of the moments in it, but I forgot how crazy some of the moments got. And the thing I appreciate about Vikings the most is like it started almost like a CW show. Like it was very small scale, small budget, and the writing of it was so well done that the next season kind of got a bigger scale, and the season after that got bigger, and it's just kind of gradually continued to climb in both budget and scale, like as far as like battles and armies and stuff like that. Like it's gotten really, really good. So I
love that show.
Yeah. We just got to the point where well, I mean, it's been out long enough. Am I spoiling anything?
I don't think so. I mean, Kyle, you were watching that, right?
Oh yeah, but I don't care. It's fine.
Okay.
I never finished the last like 2 or 3 seasons, but it's whatever. It's been enough where I'm sure I've heard it.
We just got to the part now where Ragnar came back after his like 8-year.
All right.
Yeah, I remember that.
After
when
the battle in Paris, when he
won, and they're all the actors are there in place for the next part of the 3 seasons, I think it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we just got there. They just went to Wessex. That's the last episode we watched. They just reached Wessex, Ragnar and his son Ivar. So I'm really excited. Becca said something in one of the earlier, I think it was the previous season before all the boys grew up, about how Ivar was like demented, and I was like, you have no idea, and that stuck with her the entire time. And now she's seeing this stuff unfold, and she was like, holy fuck! And it's really cool to see her reactions to this stuff that I've already seen. And I'm really excited I'm really happy that she's invested in the show, because at first I showed it to her and she wasn't really into it, and that's when I kind of binged through the 3 or 4 seasons. But like I'm happy she got on board with it, because she's really enjoying it now. and seeing her reaction to some of the big moments that I had a similar reaction to is a really cool experience.
I was gonna say now's the perfect time to start playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
It's funny you say that because like I'm waiting for it to go on sale. My thing with Assassin's Creed games now is never buy them on launch
You
because
say
they're
that
always
about
a buggy mess.
any video game these days. I always
Not
wait
Mass
like
Effect
6 months for
Legendary
$20.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. I guess I'm kind of the same. I didn't wait for Doom. I bought that launch day, and that paid off really well. That wasn't buggy or anything. So, but I mean, I don't like I game a lot, but I don't buy new titles very often.
Apparently, there's supposed to be a part in the game where you can get to the snake pit there and see Ragnar's like spirit or something like that.
That's
or
really
it's
cool.
they're gonna do like a DLC with him with Ragnar for that game, I believe, or they already did,
Oh,
or
that's
they're
kinda
working on
nice.
it. Yeah, so it's gonna be
They're
tied in.
probably working on it. I know Assassin's Creed Odyssey had so much DLC with like the Greek gods and stuff. Dakota is one of the biggest Assassin's Creed fans I've ever met. He's played every single title, every single DLC. He's maxed out all the achievements on all the games except for the
Wow.
like the online achievements and most of them. Yeah, he is super invested in that franchise, and he's got the Assassin's Creed symbol with like all the pretty engravings and shit tattooed on his wrist.
Wow,
Yeah.
that
That's
is
something I never knew about him until like just over whenever we were playing Halo 5 together. I didn't know how ingrained into Assassin's Creed that he was, but like he's a diehard.
That was
Did he cut off his ring finger to make way for his hidden blade?
No, I think he's waiting for the right woman. You know, one with teeth.
Oh,
I got involved in that whole Odyssey back when I got the PS4, and it was just so big, such a huge world. And I was playing
Yeah.
Spider-Man at the same time. I was like, wow, I'm like these just huge things, and I got to get back to it. Same with Final Fantasy VII. It's like I pick these games that are giant world like environments, and I take so much time to get through them. But anything else you watch, Tyler?
That's a no, I guess.
I guess no. Levy, watch
well,
anything?
April did mention that she's been binging the Vampire Diaries, so I've been catching a few episodes here and there. And it's funny because like I wasn't really interested in watching it, but once I watched an episode and she would go to the next episode, I wanted to come downstairs and play some Horizon Zero Dawn, but it's like I just ended up sitting on the couch and watching Vampire Diaries with her. Like I haven't been following the story from the beginning, but she's been filling me in as we go, and yeah, I'm actually kind of liking the show. So
That was a CW show, right?
yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt that like almost all of the women in this show are just like fantastically gorgeous. Like Nina Dobrev is just like I could look at that girl all day. So
Speaking about CW, I've been really enjoying Superman and Lois.
I haven't. We watched the first 5 or 6 episodes before it went on hiatus. We haven't picked it back up since it came back, and we love the show, and we just gotta sit down and get caught up.
Oh, you find out there's a twist.
Oh,
should
okay. Yeah,
watch
no
them.
spoilers. No
Yeah,
spoilers.
you should watch the two episodes after it came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a cool twist in there before it gets
Yeah.
leaked and you see it online.
Yeah, I told her we were gonna sit down this weekend and get caught up on it.
How about you, brother Kyle?
Well, between moving and school and working, I haven't really watched almost anything
There we
over
go.
the last couple weeks. I mentioned before that me and my friend were going through Transformers Prime, so we finished that, and we watched last night the movie that we found on YouTube. It was called Beast Hunters: Rise of the Predacons,
Right.
and that was really, really awesome. Like the end with like there's the whole like kind of like end game battle where they're like fighting everybody, and all of a sudden the spoilers, because it's a 10-year-old movie, the Predacons, like Darksteel and Skylynx and Predaking will come in and kind of like they're fighting all those like zombie Predacons that Unicron rises, and yeah, that's a really awesome movie, I think, anyway. So other than that, that's it.
Did
Still
anything
been-
ever come of that Galvatron Rising movie?
Yeah.
No.
They started releasing scenes, but they're unrendered. Like they're like basic texture thing. And then I think they started a Patreon so that you could watch it if you paid money for it, rendered.
What a racket!
I told you.
I called it. That shit's a fucking
Yeah.
racket.
I'm talking saying that for like years.
Oh my
Somebody
god!
actually-
Every weekly update was just like something they wrote up on the spot. Yeah, this is Flamagram. She's a Predacon. As you can see, she transforms into a truck. A plane. And she's yeah, we're working on this. Remember, guys, it's just a team of like 7 people. We got to feed our families. So subscribe. Oh my god, I checked out. Like, buy our calendars.
Buy our calendar.
Out of here.
Subscribe to our Patreon. Yeah, it's disappointing. Oh, but I'm on episode 33, Black Clover, Kyle.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, they were freeing the kids, the Jack Frost type of dude. They were stealing their magic.
I never remember all their names. Yeah, that guy was him and his older brother or something.
Brother,
like
yeah, some mud magic or whatever. But it's funny. I'm actually enjoying Haha.
The guy with the bronze magic.
Yeah, the praying mantis thing or whatever.
Yeah. No. You're talking about the praying the leader of the praying mantis guy? No. I'm sorry.
He's not the leader.
You're talking about that dorky dude.
Yeah, he has the praying mantis on his thing, on his lapel or whatever. But they call him Haha because that's all he says. It's like haha. Yeah. But I like his voice acting because he uses it in different instances. He's like ha.
I wish I could remember his name.
One more. He's like, I'm here looking for backup. Ha.
I might have mentioned this in the last show, but I've been listening to the Expanse books, and I don't know if I had mentioned that I started the 4th one. It's called like Cibola Burn or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good. They just keep getting like better and better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that about those books.
Yeah, they're really cool.
About those books.
That's
Well,
That's all I got.
let's move on to the news real quick. So Why the Last Man is a been around for a while. They're finally making a new drama series on it, and that's going to be coming out on September 13th on FX on Hulu. That's a
like a spin-off of What Women Want by or with Mel Gibson.
Sorta. It's like a post-apocalyptic thing. There's like no men really left in the world, and it's like, it's him. I think a monkey. I think he hangs out with. It's been a while since I read it. What We Do in Shadows season 3 is going to come out in September 2nd. Can't wait for that. Jupiter's Legacy was canceled only a month after it came out on Netflix. So, but they're going to do a spin-off, and I don't know if they're doing live action or if they're gonna do a cartoon anime of the spin-off. I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was slow. The premise was good. I just don't think that the delivery was good in some parts of it. But it makes me kind of want to read the book and find out exactly what was going on, or at least read the wiki summary of it. What If is going to premiere in August, Brother Kyle? Do you have any interest in that for your Phase 4 Marvel-ism? He's muted. So anyway, that's coming out in August. And I read the other day, Lev, we were having a conversation about this before, but Data is going to be returning to Picard next season. So apparently he didn't die.
Wait, say that again?
Data is returning to Picard next season.
I just love
his second death is more now.
Yeah.
Some interesting casting news. Aaron Taylor Johnson was cast as Kraven for a Sony spin-off movie from Spider-Man.
You didn't see that coming?
I don't see him as Kraven. I see Jason Momoa as Kraven, but not Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven. But I guess we'll see.
Not with that
People-
whiny, high pitched voice he had in Kick Ass.
Yeah.
Imagine Craven talking like that.
Yeah.
I guess
apparently-
Savages.
I guess they said that they saw him in the new movie called Bullet Train or whatever coming out, and they said that's why he got the role right away because he was really good. Henry Cavill was cast in Highlander reboot. That's
Is that confirmed? Because I thought it was just a rumor.
definitely confirmed, but not confirmed as what role he's playing.
Oh.
I don't know if he's a good guy or the bad guy. I know that Ryan Reynolds left that project, so he's out. Henry Cavill's in, and I'm not sure if Brother Kyle's listening or not, but Star Wars
I'm back.
Rangers of the New Republic is no longer in development.
That's your
Canned
Gina Carano news.
Yeah, so they can that whole development thing with her. I think she's the lead. I think in that with the other characters established.
I think her and Ming Na Wen are going to be in it possibly, and maybe I was kind of hoping. This is all rumors, but I was kind of hoping that Bill Burr was going to be back in that as well.
Ming-Na Wen is going to be in the book of Fett.
Yeah.
So she's still got work there. But
You know
yeah,
what,
the whole Rangers of the New Republic, she was supposed to, I think, be the lead in that. And because of shit that happened with her, I guess they didn't want to use another character for that. So they just kind of canned the whole project.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Speaking of that, Ming Na Wen was voice acted her character Fennec Shan in the Bad Batch, or Fennec Shard, or whatever it was. Which was so her character in the Mandalorian, Fennec Shand, I think her name was. She was actually in an episode of the Bad Batch, and she reprised her role as a voice actor. Yeah,
Interesting.
Which was kind of a cool cameo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting too is that it's talking about voiceover actors that I don't know her name, but the voiceover actress that plays is it Monica in The Last of Us? That was what's his name's friend. That she was like throughout the whole game. She's actually going to be doing the live action version of that same character in the series.
In The Last of Us 2?
No, in The Last of Us. What was his friend? The one that he was taking her to see, that she was in the facility at the end.
Marlene?
Marlene, that's it. I knew it was
Yeah.
Marlene. That's
Okay,
it.
she was the leader of the Fireflies, right?
Yeah, so the voiceover actress is going to play the live action role of Marlene.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I like when they do that.
Yeah.
With Katie Sackhoff and Bo-Katan.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Nice.
So that's all the news I got. Tyler.
Yeah.
Do you have any Beast Wars news?
Kingdom's out. I'll be honest, man. I haven't kept up with it. Like, I bought like 4 Kingdom figures, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I just don't. I'm checked out like 100%. You can watch Stasis Lock if you dare.
No.
It's okay. Yeah, man. As far as like Beast Wars news, like, I don't know. The Kingdom show is supposed to be coming out soon, and like, honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna watch that because like.
I'm going to.
Wow. Okay. So the thing is, I'm very torn on it because on one hand, I want to see, my childhood favorites on the TV, but on the other hand, like, I'm really upset with, I don't know if it's Hasbro's decision or is it Rooster Teeth, whoever's doing the show in general, the Siege, Earthrise Kingdom stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of them not bringing the original actors back. Like I recently asked another podcast a question about like, what are the iconic voices for characters that can never be reprised by another voice actor, and that was actually inspired by you, Jed, with your whole "F you, John Bailey" thing. But like it's true though, because like when I watch a TV series or a cartoon nowadays, especially where Prime isn't voiced by Cullen, I'm checked out because Prime is synonymous with Peter Cullen and Cullen's Prime, right? And it's kind of the same thing with me and like Dinobot being Scott McNeil and Primal being Gary Chalk. And the fact that they cheaped out and they didn't get they didn't foot the bill to get the proper actors to do these characters, I don't know, it's more like it's like a principle thing. Like, I don't want to support that. That's really shady. It's really not shady, shitty.
Well,
Like,
they didn't use the union. They went into with non-union.
Yeah, like, so they're so like they
Scabs.
they say this shit about, like, they're so they're, you know, it's so important to them to preserve these characters for fans of old and new and stuff, but like what they're doing is so counteractive to what they're saying, because they don't care. Like, they hired John Bailey to do the Bumblebee movie for the most part, and it wasn't until people outcried that Peter Cullen was actually included. And like, I watched that interview that he did with that one convention about how upset he was about it, right?
Fantastic, and, like, interview.
Yeah, like, and it's true. Like, I don't support that kind of behavior. Like, I'm in a workplace right now where they give you the empty thank yous all the time. Like, every day we start with a meeting and it's like, thank you for your service, thank you for for doing such a great job yesterday. We got such and such amount of productivity done and such inbound, and we couldn't do it without you guys. Now go do it again and do it better. And I'm really sick of the empty compliments, empty thank yous, just disingenuity. I don't know if that's a word. Like, just the disingenuous behavior from these companies. And Hasbro's no exception, or whoever the production company is. Like, it's no exception.
Corporate has been swinging that way lately. I've seen it with my company and other companies as well. Yeah, it's inexcusable for me. I don't know if I want to support that. And frankly, like, as cool as it could be, I think I've just kind of moved on from, like, being the Beast Wars fanatic in general, because as much as I love that show, it's almost like, because I had so much negative experience being associated with the people I was, Dakota and Dalton and Candace withstanding, and Joe, and but just like having to go through all this collector fatigue and backing away and trying to make myself a more positive person. The events leading up to me being so negative that I couldn't stand myself, that was a big part of it. Being part of Stasis Lock was a big part of it. It's not their fault, sorry, but like, it's a part of it, and it's kind of like put a bit of a stain on just that whole part of the fandom for me. And it's like, I'm just good with my memories, with my Beast Wars DVDs, and I'm not interested in how it goes forward, because it's... So what you're saying is you don't have any Beast Wars news.
That is my Beast Wars news. My Beast Wars news is like, thank you for coming. Thank you for doing a good job. Go out and do it again. Break all the rules that we've, safety is our number one priority. Every incident is preventable, but break all the rules to make sure we're still productive.
Tyler, have you been reading the comic?
No, I haven't.
Brother Kyle, Beast Wars news.
I don't have any news per se, but a couple weeks, it's like 2 weeks ago, I bought issue 4 of the comic, and I actually really, really liked it. I think it's really been awesome. I
have also been enjoying the comic.
Yeah,
I think it's really well written and drawn, and it's a good story, and absolutely. I like how they're mixing the old with the new.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tyler, I think you should look into it.
So they're retelling the story, but they're also putting like their own kind of like spin on it, and their own kind of spin on the characters, who are also the same but also a little bit different.
A little bit more to them. Like, there's a little bit more to Optimus Primal. More backstory.
He's kind of like he's the same, but he's also got this kind of like cocky, kind of like, you get like a backstory where he's was kind of like given this mission because he was kind of like a little bit of a cocky dick in the military or whatever, and they were kind of like offing him and be like, yeah, just go do this boring shit, and now he's got to kind of be the leader of the Beast Wars. And the whole thing with
humble pie,
basically, and the whole thing with Megatron and them giving him like a name before, and him like,
right,
it's been really good, and I really like them too. Scold and Mix.
What's that tribunal called again? The
Predacon Council.
Yeah,
Tripredacus Council.
Try Predicus. That's it. There's more of that in there too. Backstory.
Mhm.
Cool.
I enjoy it. I'm liking it a lot.
I've wanted to pick it up. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Well,
Like I still got the Pacific Rim comics here that I haven't actually sat and read through. But yeah, no, I'm yeah, I don't know. I don't mean to be a downer. Yeah, actually, you know what? I do got some Beast Wars news. There's a guy doing some third party Beast Wars stuff.
yes, Doomstream X or something.
Yeah. So this is my take on it, and I don't know if he listens. I don't really care, but my personal opinion is I don't trust it, and I'll tell you why. He's taking pre-orders, $200 a pop for that Inferno figure, and as soon as he put out the pre-orders, he just started cranking out the renders, and it takes nothing to do, a 3D print of a figure. And he's just, he's still taking pre-orders of stuff. And like one of the guys in the Stasis Lock chat that I'm still in, he went in on it, and I said my piece. Like I don't trust it because we've seen a lot of shadiness with third-party companies before. Specifically, what comes to mind is the Unrustable Bastards, and this guy's just kind of like a no-name, just coming out of nowhere, just cranking out all these renders. I'm doing this, and nothing to show for it.
Why are you
Nothing
talking like this
tangible.
all of the time? Why did
I don't
your
know why.
accent change?
I don't think that's entirely true.
I don't know why.
He has box art done. He has instruction books done for the Inferno.
Yeah, but
I think he's
that's all
progressing.
well and good. But I think what he's like, it's kind of like the Unicron Rising thing, that the Transformers Prime fan project thing, right?
Yeah,
Where-
yeah.
The Galvatron Rising thing, where it's like they promise this big epic project that they're doing, but now it's kind of like they're just kind of giving you little tiny bits of information, without anything actual tangible, anything that they promise. And I mean, I know it's a really short time for this guy. But what the red flag for me was that he was like, I'm doing this this figure. It's going to be $200 for a pre-order. He showed one personally painted prototype to people, and then he just moved on to other stuff. Like I'm going to do this render. I'm going to do this render, and he's showing all of his ideas that he wants, but to me it's kind of like he's got a lot of ambition but no game plan.
It's possible.
And I've seen that go south before, not even just in Transformers, but like with people that I know personally that have tried to start up companies, and it's easy to let ambition blind common sense. My personal take on it is like I don't trust it to go in on it until I see something. I felt the same way about Transart, to be fair, too, with their Strange Friend, and they proved me wrong. But I'm getting kind of the same feeling here, where it's this guy's teasing 4, 5, 6. I don't remember how many figures he has exactly teased, but he started doing like head busts as well, and he's not. There's no more update on that figure that I've seen that has given me any sense of belief that this is going to be something that is tangible for people who are buying into it.
Well,
and there was a rumor speculated that he tried something like this before and fucked people over for a lot of money.
that sucks, man. I hope you're wrong, because
I hope I'm wrong too. Let me put that out there too. I hope I'm wrong too. But all the evidence that I've seen and the feeling that I got in my gut, it tells me that this is the wrong move for people.
I'll tell you what was confusing me was that he named his stuff Beast Wars Legends, and Legends is obviously the Legend scale, and it's MP scale. So I didn't really understand that it was MP scale. I thought they were all Legends stuff.
Well, that and like it's so it's different when a Chinese company does it because they don't have the same like IP laws as I guess the US or Canada.
Right.
And I'm curious how long this is going to go on before Hasbro steps in with a cease and desist, because he's very openly about, like, he's posting it everywhere. I've seen him trying to get coverage from every site. I think he commented on like Dame Chalk or something when they posted about the Transform Element one that was coming out, and someone was like, "Is this MP scale?" And he's like, "Well, mine's going to be," and he posted all of his stuff. Like I don't know, man. I'm just getting a lot of red flags.
Was
And
was
to
he
your
the
point,
one?
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, was he the one that was doing the Transmetal 2 not Black Racking, Tarantulas? Or was that somebody different?
No, that's a different company. And I'll tell you, I'm not in on that either. Not because like it doesn't look good, but because I think I just want to stick with Transart. And I don't, it's not the same company as Transart. But it's like it looks cool, but it's not. It doesn't look as well done as Transart has done their figures, and I'm really concerned with those spider legs.
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining that the head sculpt looked different than the what he originally teased.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a shallow wading pool that we're in right now with third party for Beast Wars. There's only really like even Zhang Xing, who did the Winged Dragon, the Megatron, they've been really quiet up until recently, and they only just put out their repaint of that Megatron.
That's because they've been
now
busy doing Kang toys.
Yeah, but like they showed renders of a Tiger Hawk, and like I was expecting kind of like some updates.
They showed silhouettes of a Tiger Hawk. They didn't show any renders, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, my mistake. Well, yeah, there was some images that were altered that showed that there was more detail to those silhouettes than the silhouette showed. Yeah.
Well, listen, man. I hope this dude's putting out legit stuff because I'd be interested in doing buying if it is. So
look, man, I do as well. I'm not saying fuck this guy. Let me put that out there. I'm not saying fuck this guy. What I'm saying is, you as a collector, especially in today's day and age, with as many scammers as there have been out there, you have to protect your money, and you have to be smart with your money. Like, because at the end of the day, these figures, they're kind of like investments, personal investments for yourself, right? And where you put your money, you have to be smart about. This guy is giving off red flags all over the place. Is
it like a direct pay or is it like a Patreon?
I believe
it's not a Kickstarter.
I believe it's a PayPal thing.
Yeah,
that doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, that's okay. It's just that coming from like doing 3D print stuff, where I wanted to kind of get my foot in the door with that, and I did some stuff. It's just not like a lot of. It's not like a lot of good turnaround when that kind of like that stuff. Like if he's doing prototypes, it's a whole lot easier to design. I think he's actually using Blender too to actually design that stuff, 3D model it, and then kind of show it to everyone before getting it actually in physical form to say, hey, here's a prototype. Or because if you do it one off, it's expensive. If you get molds made or whatever, or you get like a big run done by a 3D print company, you got to have that scratch up ahead of time before you get that done. So maybe that's what you're trying to get the scratch together so you can get the whole run done.
Right, but I'll tell you what kind of is the biggest red flag to me is like the way he's taking payments and pre-orders this early already, not having an actual game plan with a production company or anything like that, where most companies have that already. Even Unrustable Bastards had a production system set up before they started taking pre-orders on their stuff. But he's doing it, I believe it's through PayPal. And even if you pay goods and services through PayPal, they only cover you for so long. And like if this takes a year to make, you know what I mean? You've essentially given this guy $200 and there's no way to protect your money if that goes south.
Yeah.
Would you feel better if he was doing it as like a Kickstarter project?
Yeah. Look, there's more legit ways to go through to go about this.
Right.
The thing with Kickstarter though is Kickstarter though is like it's technically an IP infringement. Yeah. And like he's just kind of reverse engineer using the old school transformations with newer sculpts that he designed on, like what Jed said, Blender.
Is that really that big of a problem? Because Matt is doing all those pins on Kickstarter, and tons of people do stuff on like Etsy and stuff like that are just.
I just don't know.
Right.
To me, like I don't. If there was a more legit way that he was going about it, I'd probably feel safer about it. I might even go in on it. But it's the way it's being gone about now does not make me feel good about the situation. Plain as day. I've warned the guys in the Stasis Lock chat about how I feel. At the end of the day, it's their decision, whatever they want to do. Anyone listening, anyone who I've spoken with about it, it's their decision at the end of the day. I just felt it necessary to, say my piece on it because I'm not usually like when I have a gut feeling, I'm not very often wrong about this kind of stuff because I know what shady business looks like, and it's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Whether it's deliberate or accidental, it could be, that's up for interpretation, or whatever happens. But I don't feel right about this, and that's my 2 cents on it, because I don't want to see people get fucked over the way the same people got fucked over with the Unrustable Bastards.
Can you guys I don't, because I'm not familiar with their name, but can you guys give shout outs to the guy that's making those pins, and the other
Matthew.
guy that's, sorry Kyle, and the other guy that's doing the those paintings that he was selling, I think. That's the really nice art.
That's Ryan Miller, right? Doing the paintings. And then Matthew Ingram at Doodlebug Press is doing the pins, which, by the way, those are apparently being packed, the season 2 ones, and getting ready to ship very soon.
Those look really nice.
I bought 2 of them.
Yeah, he did a good job on those. And that Ryan Miller guy, I think he's the one that did the artwork for the Doom Shroom X guy.
I think, yeah. Did he?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so.
I know he's using Candace's Inferno for the instruction book.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Levy, do you have a take on any of this? Have you seen any of this? Are you in on any of this?
No, actually, I'm not familiar with any of that.
Oh, okay.
Levy.
Yeah.
Do you have any weird news, Levy?
I do.
Let's hear it.
I do have some weird news. Let's see here. This comes from IFL Science.
Of course it does.
Man goes to hospital for knee injury, discovers his penis is turning to bone.
What?
And not that kind of bone.
Wow.
Yeah, he was. He showed up in an emergency room in New York after falling on his ass. Following the fall, he developed a pain in his knee. During the examination, he reported he was also having pain in his penis. There were no signs of swollen prostate or discharge. They took an X-ray. They discovered it had been turning to bone for some time.
Some gargoyle shit.
Calcification?
Yeah, an extensive plaque-like calcification along the expected distribution of the penis was evident in the case, said the case report. The diagnosis of penile ossification along the entire penile shaft was suspected, they concluded. Penis ossification is extremely rare, and fewer than 40 cases of penis ossification have been published.
I want a real-time count on the like a bell sound or something every time Levy says penis, so people can keep track.
Get a drinking game.
You know what's funny? This isn't even my first penis mutilation story today. Some guy at work when I was leaving, he was talking about his his vasectomy, and how they do it when you're awake now, and like they give you the rundown, and oh man, I'll never get a hard on again.
What else?
Man, it's funny that he went to the hospital and he found that out, because it reminds me of like when you see the nurse and you're like, the body only has 62 bones, but when I look at you, I get 63.
Boy.
No, just me? All right. I'll see myself out.
Get that gong in here. What's next in penis news, Levy?
Actually. A woman with penicillin allergy went into anaphylaxis after performing oral sex. So a 31-year-old woman showed up at an emergency room experiencing shortness of breath, hives all over her body, and abundant vomiting. So they did all sorts of tests on her. She hadn't been exposed to the sun or eating anything unusual. The only allergy she had was to penicillin, which she was diagnosed with as a child, but she hadn't taken any medication and wasn't prescribed anything or whatnot. So,
yeah, but what about penicillin?
Can you add a drum? What do you call it? Not a drum.
Rim shot.
A rim shot. Yeah.
A rim shot. Put a laugh track in there too.
So, she had mentioned that she had recently had oral sex with a man who was taking amoxicillin clavulanic acid treatment, which contains penicillin, leading the team to conclude that the drug could have been transferred to the woman through oral drug transfer from her partner's semen.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of semen.
Man.
So his last dose was 4 hours before sex, which made its way into his semen and was transferred to her during oral sex.
Wow.
anaphylaxis caused this way is extremely rare.
You don't fucking say.
So.
Jesus Christ. Dude's got toxic nut butter. Oh, Christ. Dare I ask what your third story is?
Doesn't involve any penises.
Oh,
Thankfully.
good.
That's surprising.
Zombie deer?
This comes from The Guardian. In Spain, a missing man was found dead inside a Spanish dinosaur statue. Police are investigating the death of a man who was thought to have become trapped inside a large dinosaur statue while trying to retrieve his mobile phone.
Relatable.
Yeah, a man and his son noticed something inside the papier-mâché Stegosaurus statue, and they called the police. When they went and looked, they found the body of the man inside the leg of the dinosaur statue. They're saying that it was an accidental death and there was no violence. Looks like the person got inside the statue and got trapped, and that he looked like he was attempting to retrieve a mobile phone which he had dropped. And apparently entered the statue head first and couldn't get out.
How do you get trapped in paper mache?
I don't know.
Isn't that like a pinata? Couldn't you just punch your way out of it?
I mean, if it's a metal frame, then perhaps, he couldn't. He was just in a position where he couldn't escape from the metal frame.
Man, could you imagine the last thing you hearing is the fucking your ringtone? do 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 do.
Hey Google.
You can't reach the phone, like you're so close to somebody for help. And,
Right?
Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, he had
like he wasn't impaled or anything. He just died from old age because he couldn't get his phone.
Old age, starvation.
It looks like he had been in there for a couple of days, they said. But he had just been reported missing a few hours before they discovered the body.
How do you not hear their cries? Person's yelling or feet sticking out of it,
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, it was probably like the people that work there take edibles on the low to get through the day. And they were like, sometimes I hear the dinosaurs screaming. Listen. Oh, see? There it is.
Oh, that's awful. We're laughing at this man's death.
Yeah, it was Friday afternoon, and everybody went home for the week.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
So
terrible.
that's it for my weird news.
That's definitely some weird news.
Hey, you guys are right. Levy always ends on a downer.
He does.
Holy.
There's
I feel
either
bad for
usually
that guy.
usually some type of penis mutilation and some type of person's death.
Oh,
Again,
crap.
I will mention it again. I need to have tabs on this carnivorous deer. We have to keep tabs on it. Them, maybe, at this point.
Jed's paranoid. Jed's the guy that made this carnivorous deer.
Dude, I will see carnivorous deer in my woods out back, and I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah,
I should have
years
planned.
ago.
I've been saying years that we've should been watching these things.
The zombie deer apocalypse is upon us.
Yeah, I know. It's just going to come out of nowhere and be like, no one said anything. And I'll be like, I've been saying this for years now. Should have been prepared.
No one listened to me.
Right?
Jed's going to say, blame Levy.
Yes.
I've been asking him for updates for years now.
Mm-hmm.
Kept me in the dark.
All I hear about is penis mutilations.
Feel like I'm back in the Pain Olympics.
Yeah, that video sucked. It sucked to watch that shit.
But you did, didn't you?
Yes, it did. Yeah, I did. My friend punished me for trying to get him to watch Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh my God. I was just talking about this the other night, man, with somebody about like the about like how you'd have to forward these videos, these fucked up videos to your friends. You'd have to find them on like not the dark web, but like the dark corners of the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like
rotten.com and shit.
yeah. Or like Two Girls, One Cup had its own domain.
Yeah.
Just for that video. I sent that to everybody. I was like, listen, if my day's fucked up, so is yours. I'm sorry.
I have to carry this with me for the rest of my life. So do you now.
Yeah. You said we're friends, you carry this burden with me.
Oh, shoulder the load.
Toy news.
A load.
Levy. Toy news.
Oh man. So yeah, toy news. Toy news. I have
train wreck rolling.
Hold on 1 second. How long until you get into the biggest part of the news? You want to save that for last, or?
Oh, I mean, I can start right now with that.
Oh man, that made my day. That was like the happiest start of my day today.
Fans Hobby announced just today. This is breaking news. I don't know if it's really an announcement, but more of a teaser. They showed this picture. It says MB19 coming 2022, and it's a wireframe picture of what looks to be a multi-wheeled APC missile carrier truck, right?
Yeah, Cybertron Red Alert.
Oh, because to me this is looking a bit more like the Dick Bird.
That's a Dick Bird. That's 100% Dick Bird. I was thinking today, I was wondering who was going to win the race on MP Spinister or MP Dick Bird, and it looks like I won. So everybody must buy an MP Dick Bird.
I will see your Dick Bird, and I will raise you a Cybertron.
No. Come on.
Red Alert. That's
facts. It's with Fans Hobby's track record, and of course this is Fans Hobby doing this. This is like their kind of niche, so of course it's them.
Well, is it Fans Hobby that did the Armada Prime?
Yes. You know what? Asshole's got a point.
No, but that cockpit, you can see the back of the cockpit. That is totally freaking.
It's a dick. It's a robot.
This is double dealer.
Listen. It's time for a new Blackout and Shout $20 bet.
Okay, I don't know if I have 20 Canadian pounds or whatever Canadian maple syrups they.
20 Canadian pounds.
That's all right. I'm sure I can shake out the couch and find some freedom units.
Do you have any Prussian francs?
I don't know. I don't have many oppression coins.
Touche.
Yeah,
so is this gonna be a bet between brother Kyle and Tyler?
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is Cybertron Red Alert. It's Fans Hobby. They did the Armada Prime already. They're going to move on to Energon and Cybertron.
No, it's a Dick Bird for sure.
All right. I guess Levy, you're going to reprise your role as the bet commissioner.
Okay. Jed was not happy with my performance, though.
Look, man, I'm not happy either. That thing can't stand on its own. What did Mike do? He spread the legs.
All right, listen. Here's my opinion on that. That thing stood on its own. But I guarantee you pose that on the shelf that way, you go to work, you come home, the thing's on the floor.
Definitely. I mean, I think they should have been more specific with their bet.
Yeah.
To include a time frame, like a duration for how long it stands on its own without a stand.
100%.
But
yeah, I'm looking at the you can see like a little hump in the front of it. That definitely looks like a double dealer thing, and it doesn't have
the
that
Energon key right there at the top.
But yeah, that started my day off right, man. That made me pretty happy. And I
didn't know you were a fan of Cybertron.
Just Starscream.
Did you end up getting that Galaxy Meteor?
Mm-hmm. I have Halley Meteor on the way, but yeah, I did. I got Galaxy Meteor from, I believe, Dan Newman. Actually, I think I bought that from. It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Oh,
actually.
Nice. A fellow Canuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Going back to, you mentioned you got those Planet X Seekers. Those are really awesome, by the way.
Yeah, man. I've got fond memories of playing with them on War for Cybertron. There's a mission specifically for Starscream and Thundercracker and Skywarp.
That was a really fun mission.
It was.
I have the regular one, and I also have the Ghost one too.
I'm not in on the whole Ghost stuff, man. It's just like clear Transformers period, I should say. Yeah. It's not like anything to do with Ghosts, but
for me, just Starscream, so.
Oh, definitely. I think Matt's the same way.
Mm-hmm. Matt buys everything.
Well, funny you say that. He didn't buy hardly any of the Planet X stuff.
Well, weird. Anyway, Dick Bird.
So before I dropped, a question I had asked is, does Dick Bird have 4 wheels on each side like that?
If you want to give me a minute, I can go get them.
I'll race you. $20.
All right. So, all right, funny side tangent. So again, like I mentioned, we're moving, and basically we're doing the showing. Not me, but my roommate is doing the showing this weekend. So we have to make the house like as small as possible so they can see all the space. So my entertainment center that has the 2 versions of the Dick Bird on it, we kind of just shrink wrapped it so we can move it without having to depack it. And it's in the corner right now. So the people that are coming in to like see the house are seeing my entertainment center with like two of my dick birds just chilling there. And also my room has like tons of stuff still in it. Like my Unicron is sitting on my desk right now. My JX Dragon is in the bottom of one of my detolfs that's in my room. It's funny. I'll send the Discord chat. I'll send the actual official realtor pictures of my room, like the realtor.com.
Is it all fake?
No, it's real. Like when they came in and took the pictures, like I was like strategically like placing stuff around just so they can. I put my Ahsoka Build-A-Bear on my made bed, like on top of the. It's funny because I wonder, like, when they come in to like look at the place, and the people come in, they go, "Oh, how old was the kid that owned this room? I lived in here." Yeah, I sent those pictures of my room through the chat. You can see all my fans' toys boxes.
That's funny. I'm gonna put a bid on the house right now.
All right.
Anyway, Dick Bird.
So today, according to the Reflector Files, it looks like Generation Toy had posted the first pictures of Defensor. I think that's what he said.
Levy, what are the Reflector Files?
Oh, well, that's our very own Mike Kincaid's Facebook page.
Yeah. And your boy, Brother Kyle, has his own photo album in there called The Reflector Kyles. And I haven't added to in a month.
Brother Kyle will be having his own art actually on Hidden Toys as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, we printed out some test Wonder Woman pictures that he took.
How'd they come out?
And it came out great.
Awesome. That makes me good.
You still have to let me know if you want to do 11 by 17 or 12 by 12, or if you want to do both, actually.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of this Generation Toy Defensor?
I like it. I like it a lot. Unfortunately, it's too small for what I want. So,
well, I mean, it looks bigger than this Devastator. I mean, I imagine this Generation Toys Devastator with all the greeble on it, but
I don't give a shit either way. Like, Defensor head means nothing to me.
Yeah.
I'd like to echo that sentiment. Defensor is my least favorite Transformer to exist. He's basically a combiner cop.
Right.
And
fuck the police.
I feel like I have to get one just to fill out my collection, and I think I'm going to go with the is it MMC that's doing like the one that's like all like inclusive, like the one that doesn't have any like extra parts.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I'll probably get that. Ocular Max. I'm sorry. The X Transbot Streetwise actually looks really good, but I'm kind of intrigued by the whole inclusive combiner thing. So I always thought it was funny, like if I did the just Defensor like in my collection and just had the Combiner Wars one, like not even with the add-on kit, just in with all my MP bots.
Yeah.
So something that I don't like on this, just looking at the pictures, I think the head is way too far back in that chest.
Yeah, I can
like
see
when
that.
you look at the pictures, like it looks like he's peeking over his own pecs. Like, dude has not missed chest day once in his life, for sure. But like
in the one picture, you can't even see the lower half of his face.
Yeah, it's just his schnoz and his glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the helicopter are on blades. I thought Blades was a Combiner Wars thing. Either way.
No, Blades was an original member.
So
Oh yeah, it's Alpha Bravo. I think that helicopter looks like a mess.
Explain
on the side then.
What his calves are. Is that like half of a vehicle on each side?
Yeah. I think it's probably because it's the one. Well, I can't say for certain. I'm only going off the reference of like the Combiner Wars one, but like if it's the front wheels, maybe it's the front of the vehicle.
No, I mean like if you look in the very first picture, right, and look at his left calf, you can see like it's like half of a car or half of something on the back of his leg, his calf area, right? And then if you look at the second picture, you can see like the second part of it is on the back of his right calf. It looks like they're supposed to go together where the red cross is, I think.
Does the motorcycle come with like a side thing, passenger seat?
No. The sidecar?
No.
So what is that then? What is that on the back of his legs?
I don't know.
These guys are going the X Transbot route.
Yeah, that's probably the just the middle bot that they just sell you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is
Yeah, I don't give any.
It looks like a trailer, like a pop-up trailer.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't give any fucks about this. Zero fucks.
Actually, interesting you say that because it does. It looks like a pop-up trailer. Would the ambulance have that, or the maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
maybe
don't know.
it might be like a trailer or something like that for the ambulance to haul,
Yeah,
or
looks like
maybe for hotspot to haul. Maybe I don't know.
it looks like there's one on either side. Maybe they're like side panels from the ambulance.
Well, the one on I think it's the left leg, doesn't have a wheel, and the one on the right leg does have a wheel. That's what I'm saying. It looks like a camper trailer.
Look at the ambulance on the right arm. It looks like maybe there's panels that go on either side of those. So maybe the panels come off of that and form that.
Oh, maybe it's the roof of it.
Yeah, but it looks like the side
It's got
too.
like a lifted roof instead of just being a van.
With a wheel?
You know what? You're right, Jed. that was dumb on my part.
Just in case you roll it, you have you get the wheels on the top. But no, if you look at the back, if you look at the Red Cross symbol, right, you can see it's like half split on the one leg and then half just they go together. It's I don't know what the hell it is. It's like you said,
it's the side panels.
It's the fencer's camper that they tow around with them. I don't know. I don't care. Spent too much time on it already. Next.
All right. So next, Fans Toys put up for pre-order Rig, FT47 Rig, which is their version of Huffer,
aka Prick.
So,
I don't like this thing at all.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
What is it? 130 for this?
Yeah, I think it's 130.
No, thanks.
Yeah, for a character that's supposed to be a mini bot, nah.
Nope.
We talked about this on the D&D group, but I know it's like G1 accurate or whatever, and I can't stand the Huffy that I have. I think it's the worst figure that I own, MP style, but this one doesn't make me want to get rid of that.
Which one, the Cubex or the Bad Cube?
I have the original shitty one. I think that's Cubex.
Okay, yeah. See, the Bad Cube version 2 update is actually pretty decent.
Maybe I'll just go in for that at some point. I'm sure. Maybe Mike will vulture it for me.
I'm sure he will.
What was that one that came out that was really cheap? It was like $90 for 3 bots. Was Huffer part of that?
It was. I know it was.
Warpath,
Brawn. I think.
Was it iGear?
No, it wasn't iGear.
It's like Victory something.
Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe Huffer wasn't. Yeah, I think maybe Huffer was in that.
Pretty sure iGear did one too, though, didn't they? Those are like chug scale, though. I think.
Yeah.
Pipes, I think it was called, or something.
Well, it's Fans Toys, so
yeah. Maybe I'll just buy one.
Crazy and bought it.
Maybe I'll just buy
Victory.
I guess you can't find one anymore, huh?
Well, it did. I mean,
Final
it did sell.
Victory's the company.
Final Victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fans Toys put it up, and it sold out pretty quick, from what I understand.
Yeah, they
3
did
Mighty
have
Warriors.
Huffer. It was a Brawn, Huffer, and Warpath.
I should make a habit of just buying Fans Toy stuff just for the fuck of it, just to sell it later.
I actually like that.
I'll tell you, man.
More.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I almost bought the McAlligator, the whatever the fuck it is.
Chopper.
Yeah. When I found out this was going up for pre-order, I was like, man, I should just buy this and then just sell it for a stupid Fans Toys price.
So I did that for the Insecticons. I pre-ordered the Insecticons specifically because of that reason, and not just to like scalp it or anything, but just hold on to it for a year and just maybe resell it.
That's not scalping, Kyle. That's just reselling.
Still,
it's like what I did with the GI Joes. It's not scalping. You didn't go to the store and buy them all out and then turn around and sell them. You just bought something and hold on to them.
Since they sold out so quick, I do kind of feel bad about it.
So look at that Final Victory one, right?
Yeah.
Why do you feel bad?
Oh, because they sold out so quick, and like people like I think Jared didn't get a chance to pre-order them.
So tell him to pay the premium. It's the BK special. Like, look, Jared, I got a Whopper.
Well, to be fair, I did order them off BBTS, the big bad toy turtle. So who knows when I'm actually going to be getting them.
That's funny.
Yeah, toy turtle.
I should check my my status on those seekers actually.
Hey, listen, they always come through. You just never know when.
That's fun.
I haven't had a problem with them. I usually see the shipping and then I usually get it about 2 days later. BBTS.
I never get a notice. I never get a notice that they're about to come out. It's always just like, we took your money, which is fine. I don't care about it. It's just this thing.
Yeah, they're hit and miss with their notifications.
I actually like the Final Victory more than the Fans Toys version.
Really?
And one's what, $30, and the other one's $130.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know. The $30 one is showing its value.
See that one that you just put up in the chat, the last one with the arms kind of like posed up a little bit. That looks way better.
That's the Final Victory one. That's $30.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's not the Fans
I didn't
Toys.
click on that.
See?
The logo kind of looks similar.
Yeah, see that?
So this is weird. So they sent it to me by FedEx, BBTS, and it's been there since Monday, May 24th in Newark, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Customs.
Interestingly enough, Agabus also sent me figures, and it's been held at the border in Buffalo since May 25th.
Not enough customs agents to process everything. That's usually the excuse. Nobody wants to work.
Yeah, the USPS is not the best.
So, Levy, you were talking about Fans Toys Chomp. Is that what it was?
Yes, that they also put that up for pre-order last weekend. Were any of you guys in on this one?
No.
No, I'm not. Like I said, I thought about going in just to flip it, but no, I didn't.
Yeah. Mike messaged me, asked me if I was getting one. I said no, so he asked me if I could get one so he can get two because TCP was limiting only one per customer. So I went and got one because
your friend scalping.
No, I'm not scalping.
You're scalping
he's
for
gonna
your
pay
friend.
he's going to pay me the money for it.
No, Levy. Here's what you do: hold out on him, charge him extra Fans Toys prices, unless he sells you that Unicron for retail.
Or
no, I just want my freaking I just want my freaking
Devastator kit.
My Devastator add-on kit. That's all I want. I'll trade him the Skull Cruncher for that.
You know what's funny? I hit up Jed not too long ago asking about what the actual specifics were about that upgrade kit because I was just gonna buy it for you and send it to you just so you guys would be done with it. But after I looked at prices and I couldn't find hardly anything, but the few prices that I saw for it on the aftermarket, good luck, Chuck.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, thanks. If I knew you a little bit better and maybe we slept together once or twice, I might have, but nah, son.
But yeah, so he wants a second one to make an Alligator-Con custom.
Hey, nothing wrong with Alligator-Con. He's a legendary character.
McAlligator. You got to make a McAlligator, a Megatron out of Beast Wars Megatron.
I mentioned this before. I want to see what your guys' opinion is, but I feel like that collecting is going down the same route as the whole comics thing. And I feel like people buying stuff just so they can flip it is gonna and the company's charging more for them just because they know that so they can make their scratch. This bubble's gonna burst and shit's gonna go south. Kind of like the comics did in '96, Levy.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way too?
I don't know.
People are going to realize eventually at some point they're go, well, me buying all these things till I can turn around and retire on them or whatever isn't going to pan out. And or make a money off of it for a living or something weird like that. Yeah. And then people stop buying them eventually. And then, because the companies are charging too much for them or the people aren't going to pay that secondary price of $500 for a Huffer because they couldn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I think Fans Toys just should make these things more readily available.
Well, I mean, if you look at the BotCon circuit with all their exclusive releases and how much they go for, it's it's niche. And I mean, to be fair, the third party stuff is very niche.
Well, those aren't
a
like
niche part of
retail
the
stuff, though.
No, but I mean, neither were the exclusives, the BotCon exclusives, like they're niche repaints or with like added fiction or whatever for an exclusive thing. And Fans Toys is kind of an exclusivity thing all on its own now because of their reputation and how much their figures are sought after. And I mean, BotCon went out of business. I don't think because of the whole exclusivity thing, but and their stuff still goes for ridiculous amounts of money. I don't think the bubble's going to burst any more than it already has, being that like it's really tough for third-party companies to enter the arena and survive.
So I don't know, I feel like the combination of pushing things from main companies and making exclusives and things getting harder to get, that we talked about this before about collector burnout, where they're just like, fuck it, I don't want it anymore.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's gonna become more relevant and to the point where people will buy it.
How many people had? I'm sorry, Jen. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was done. I was just saying because I kind of see like maybe that's the direction it's heading.
So how many people do we know that have just been like, fuck G.I. Joe, I'm out on it? And I myself have been like really upset about these Star Wars collectibles who are characters that I've like literally wanted since I started collecting Star Wars. And now they're just impossible to find. And it's like bumming me out to the point where I just want to sell all my shit and just stop collecting it. So I think what you're saying is like, we have this guy in our town who owns this like little like video game collectible shop. And I've seen this guy's truck, and all he does, he literally just, I've been in a Target and he's walking up and down the aisle with eBay up on his phone and just looking at things. So what you're saying is they have a $20 figure. He buys it, sells it for $40, and these companies see that he's selling it for $40. I'm like, well, we'll just make ours for $40. So then he has to do the same thing, and he has to go buy it for $40 and sell it for $80. And then people are just like, well, I'm not going to fucking buy it now. So then nobody's buying any of this stuff except for this asshole.
Right.
So
that's
you're right.
What I'm going with.
But I think the difference between that and this specifically is this has competition. Because like if say the bubble bursts and nobody wants Fans Toys because their prices are too crazy, right? There's also X-Transbots that does G1 figures, and what's the other one? Not Magic Square. They did one masterpiece, but like I think there's another one. Is it MMC? Are they masterpiece scale figures?
Ocular Max.
Some of them, yeah.
Ocular Max, yeah. Like there's still competition in the G1 pool, and I don't think so. I think the prices will only go up so much. Like there's definitely a dedicated Fans Toys like fan base, but there's also the regular third party collectors that like they're not interested in that kind of hype, or they'll buy it because it's an investment, and maybe that bubble will pop for Fans Toys specifically, but I don't think it'll be like the bubble on third party entirely will pop, because it only seems to be happening with Fans Toys. No other toy company or third party toy company has the resale value that Fans Toys has for whatever reason.
It's okay. Look at that the Ace Toys Cliff Jumper. And
that's one thing though.
Well,
yeah, that's a one-off. This is like every release gets bought up and then sold for ridiculous amounts.
Make toy seekers still hold their value, if not go for more.
Yeah, but we're not talking holding their value. We're talking immediately inflated the value.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think it's like mainly that those things that you're looking to get because they're exclusive or they're limited, that people won't want to pay that extra price afterward.
I agree, but I think that there's enough options that like if you're deterred by the price and it turns you off of the figure, there's options out there that'll be a worthy stand-in or something that may serve you better.
But it's like that inflation. It's not inflation. That self-imposed additional cost to it because they know they can get away with it and people pay it will reach a limit.
Tax.
Yeah. Not so much latex, but like a Huffer. They're like, oh, we know we're Fans Toys, so why sell this for $60, $80 when we can sell it for $130 and still make the cash?
I believe the word you're looking for, Jed, is price gouging.
Yeah, gouging. There you go. That's a good point. Gouging. I thought for sure that when that MP44 came out, that we were going to see people go, fuck you. But They paid it, and it was successful. You know, and that just led more people to go, well, fuck, we'll just charge more too. And then you saw the X-Transbots fucking Dr. Egg. That thing was crazy price, and people paid it.
With all the people that complain about scalping, there sure are a lot of people out there paying scalper prices.
Yeah, directly from company, not secondhand sale.
No, I mean, in this instance, I'm talking about like just in general with like, how scalpers have, gotten into just about anything that's high in demand.
So Brother Kyle asked if you people got fed up with Joe's, and I did. So I sold all of them.
Yeah.
I sold my whole thing. So I was like,
But you were able to sell them, right?
Sure. I went on Macari and I sold them
There's
for
the whole
market
lot.
price.
The thing with the G.I. Joes, though, man, is that I feel like with Star Wars stuff, like some of the stuff is exclusive. I feel like with the G.I. Joes, it's almost like anything good. Like everything except basically like Roadblock was fucking exclusive.
And Roadblock was like one of the first things that went for me.
Really, I see him peg warming everywhere. He's the only thing I ever see.
The bearded version of him, whatever number that was, whatever, in the white camo.
Okay,
that
I'm not sure. I
that
know
went
I've seen
fast.
I've
I
seen
sold those for $35 a pop, and I sold both of them.
seen one on clearance at GameStop for the last like 6 months.
And surprisingly,
Did you sell them all in one go, Jed, or was it?
I took. No, not one shot. I took pictures individual thing. I made individual item list for it, and I sold each one.
And how many figures?
From Snake Eyes all the way up to.
It's like an estimate number because I don't follow the G.I. Joe
Cobra
stuff.
Cobra Command. I think I sold 20 of them.
20 figures. So theoretically, like you're getting out, but you just enabled 20 other people to get these collectibles. Like I understand what you're saying. The whole exclusivity thing deters some people, but for every one person that's deterred, there's still 20 people out there that are looking to complete or looking to get into or enjoying what it is for what it is right now, right?
So
True.
I think the exclusivity part specifically is what's going to gain the backlash, but I don't think there's ever going to be an end to it. It's like video games with microtransactions, like when that started, people pushed back against that forever and vehemently. But it's a mainstay now in today's gaming.
Yeah.
Is it the younger kids that kind of do that where they're just parents just give them money and just don't really care about, and it's more like the older crowd that kind of gives a shit about that?
Well, I'm going to say something a little bit, I don't know if arrogance the right word or ignorance the right word, but I think the people that are bitching about inflated prices are just the people that can't afford it. And that doesn't mean they don't have the income for it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they don't have the income for it, but it means that their standard of what they're willing to pay for a figure isn't what the figure's going for. And so instead of placing value on the figure that they want and just paying with the price that's required, they would rather that price come down so it's accessible to them. Everyone else who isn't bothered by that and just wants the figure is willing to pay those prices. So it's like an after effect of like FOMO almost, where it's like if the fear of missing out, well, you've missed out because the price is too high now. And now people are upset because they've missed out and they want things to change to better their situation so that they can acquire what they want.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably some of it, but
Well, I mean, look every time Fans Toys is posted, right? There's always a bunch of like the Fans Toys hate wagon shows up. How many of those people do you think actually collect Fans Toys or used to?
No idea.
And how many do you think of them collect them now?
I think there's a lot more majority of people that just buy them to flip them than there were before.
Yeah.
Versus keeping them.
But can you blame a business for wanting a piece of the pie, the aftermarket?
I'm just saying that
demand is there.
No, I'm saying I don't blame them. I'm just saying as the path that everyone's taking on that, it's going to lead to a point where the bat bubble will burst, and then people won't give a shit, and they'll have extra product laying around, or stuff that was going for higher prices that people were holding on to sell and make money off of will drop to the point where they'll just either get at cost or less.
Yeah, it's possible.
wish there was a way that we could do anything about it. Like there's really there's zero way to stop it.
Well, I mean, you just speak with your wallet. Don't participate.
No, I'm just talking about scalping and price gouging in general. Like not price gouging, but like scalping.
I mean, America is a land of freedom. Go buy a gun.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Don't they do that? I'm sure they do that stuff in Canada too.
What, price gouging?
No, not price gouging. People like scalping and shit.
Actually, the Pacific Rim figures. There was a lady on my local Kijiji that was trying to sell an Obsidian Fury for like $80 when it was only $20 retail. And I hit her up and I was like, I will give you $20. And she was like, no, this is a rare one. You'll never find it. And Greg from SCU, I hit him up and I was like, listen, I'm looking for this figure. And he's like, oh yeah, there's like 7 of them at my Toys R Us. So that's back when Toys R Us was around. So he picked it up for me, sent it to me, and I sent her an email back like, oh, I got mine for $20. Good luck. And then I went like just a year ago or so, I was looking on Kijiji and that ad was still posted. Funny.
There's I actually literally I know the guys at GameStop because I go in there so much just to check out stuff, and I've asked them, I was like, hey, you know this guy who owns the store? And they're like, yeah, like Mark or whatever his name is. It's like, yeah, this guy is just like such a dick. Like he just buys shit up and just sells it at double price. You're like, yeah, I mean, and I didn't ask him to do anything about it, but there's nothing they could do. There's nothing they could do. Like, what are they going to tell him he can't buy shit?
Well, at the end of the day, yeah, the business is smiling because they're making their money one way or the other. It doesn't matter what the customer does with the product. It's just that the customer
they don't care who buys it.
So based on the
which
reference,
is surprising to me that TCP put a limit on it because you're kind of like interfering with your own fan base there.
Well, you think of it like stuff that I'm referencing is like Marvel saw that people were going crazy like buying comics, so they just started making more. And the X-Men #1 was like the most top-selling comic book of its time. And then they started getting greedy, and they started doing variant covers, and they did all this other stuff. And people were like, saw like, oh, Action Comics #1 went for like, $500,000. And if I save these comics and, I'll be able to turn around and sell them for like twice as much money and get that, And then people like, a few years later go and they try to sell like their Spawn #1. And it's worth 50 cents, not $1 or $10, what they thought they would get. Then they decided to quit the whole idea of, it was like oversaturation at that point. And I feel like that's where this is going. Eventually, some company's going to do that, and it's going to make everybody pissed off, and then it'll end this whole collecting exclusivity. And it might be Hasbro that does that, but who knows? We'll see, I guess. Or maybe I'm wrong, and this will last forever.
I think Fans Toys benefits all of this is they only do their stuff in limited runs.
Right.
So like they're not mad. They're getting greedy by price gouging instead of just producing so much that. So
let's go down that track, right? Let's say, for example, the rumor's true, and they have their own, manufacturing company at this point, right? And they're able to make 10,000 of things instead of like 1,000, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say the next figure that comes out is going to be, I don't know, fucking whatever. Let's say it's fucking Gears, right? Or Cliff Jumper,
right?
And they said they're going to make 10,000 of them, and they're going to have everybody buying it, and and then they're going to still charge like 130 for it, and now everyone can get one, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like they do it again. Do you think that that'll last? I think that's where things will go to shit.
Well, I think the variant thing has already started because, like you saw with Fans Toys, Phoenix,
the paint, yeah,
was changing the paint, right?
And Mike spoke about this last episode, I think. About
it was kind of a piss off, but he still got it, right?
So, do you think, Jed, like these companies that own their own production lines can do the whole thing that like NECA kind of does, where they just say, hey, here's a pre-order. We're going to release it for 2 weeks. Take pre-orders and then make whatever we get pre-order.
Yeah, but NECA's is being smart about it, and they're keeping their prices low. They're not, crazy prices.
To be fair, they can't exactly ask a whole lot for the product they produce.
Right. I mean,
they couldn't
they had better materials.
Yeah, I mean, their
sculpts are really good.
Can't.
They just not bumping things up like other companies.
If Fans Toys runs their own production, couldn't they do something like that, where they just kind of figure out exactly how much they have to make.
Sure.
Right,
But
but
I
you're
don't know.
expecting a company to kind of like
That would take care of any like overstock they had.
right, but think of the aftermarket for a second, right? For Fans Toys, all this publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Fans Toys is the buzz of the third party world. It's been the top dog for a long time,
Mhm.
objectively, right? All this publicity, they're laughing because it doesn't matter what they produce, at what price they produce. They know it's going to go for double or sometimes even
Right.
triple. They're going to make their buck regardless. So if I was Fans Toys, why would I change a thing if everything I put out is guaranteed to sell out?
Right, exactly.
So, I mean,
I'm just saying if they get to that point where they're like that greedy and they actually
Right.
make a larger runs so they can make more money, and that
I think if they were going to do that, they would have
demand.
done it already.
I guess
Maybe.
I guess I just wish there was some way where they could just make their money and also make the fans happy. And I don't know if there is any way they can do.
Right, a happy in between. But when you
Sure.
have people, paying 3, 4, 5 times as much as what it was originally for, on eBay or whatever, then why would they ever change that? Because like you said, they're going to sell out no matter what. But when they do a big run and they don't sell out, I think that's when things are, and that's what I kind of see maybe happening eventually. Because people and money, there's always greed, and they want more of it. They'll figure out a way to make more of it.
Yeah.
I think with Fans Toys specifically, they have something that no other third party has really grasped, which is consistency.
Mhm.
They've been around for so long. They've released so many figures, and each one has been received pretty well. And even their bad figures are received pretty well. And that consistency, going into their reputation, like I'm pretty sure I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they will, try and overproduce to try and make as much money to test that market, because like the market's very volatile. They can I've learned just from dabbling in stocks, like the market is so volatile, and something like a decision like that could turn your brand completely upside down in 24 hours. And I don't think that they're going to make that mistake, because I think they know what they have, and to get greedy could undo them in its entirety. But I think you are onto something with Hasbro doing something like that, because they have a board of directors that only see numbers, and it's just get me these numbers no matter the costs. And they could make a mistake like that, like they did back in, what was it, the G2 era or the end of G1? Am I talking to myself here?
No,
I thought my internet shit the bed again. I could see Hasbro doing that again, but times have changed. Maybe they've learned from their mistakes. But I agree that it's shitty that the aftermarket price for Fans Toys is always blown up after its release. But I mean, it's just the game you got to play now. If you know it's gonna go crazy, you just got to be on time with the releases if you want it. It's just the game.
So what's next, Levy?
Glad you asked.
By the way, this show is going to get split into 2 parts, I think. For
I think we should just
5 hours.
I think we should just have the return of the 5-hour episode.
Well, at this point, it's going to be 6 hours, I think.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's see here. What's the name of the studio?
Moon.
Moon Studio. Yeah, Moon Studio showed off the armbots for their Raiden combiner.
man, since I'm moving, I could pack a lot of stuff up in those boxes.
They're quite square.
I know, Jed, you weren't impressed with Raiden.
No, not at all. I'm the figure, the way how plain these things are, and it just doesn't zero for me. Less so than Defensor.
I think they actually look kind of cool.
Like if you had Defensor,
this isn't Zeta?
If you had Defensor and Raiden in a car fire, I would not care. Wouldn't care.
Yeah, Tyler, these were started out as Zeta toys, but then Moon Studio looks like picked it up. So
It's the same thing. Like Kang, I think, is just a bunch of different names for the same people.
Yeah.
Studio Cell, Moon, Zeta.
Trying to be sneaky to avoid the big bad copyright law.
Right.
Tansfoys.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of reminiscent. It almost. I mean, I don't have anything to base it on, so I don't know. But like, just like the sculpt work looks reminiscent of like a Fans Toys product. It's very sharp and clean, and there's not much busyness to it.
Yeah.
Zeta was kind of similar to that.
Yeah. I mean, those legs are definitely Zeta toys.
Yeah. I think they look kind of cool, actually. Like, all jokes aside, they look decent. I'd like to see the color renders. I'm not going to get them, but
yeah.
I think this is a strange set to produce because, like, I mean, maybe it's big over in China or Japan.
Huge in Japan.
Bigger over so maybe that's what it's for.
Trains are huge in Japan.
The Japanese love trains.
Yeah.
This is a thing for Mike. Like, fans like Mike. This is specifically geared toward him.
Robots and trains sure sell in Japan.
That's cool.
Well, I'm glad they're making them. I like the little connectors between the chains. It looks kind of cool.
All right. Fans Toys released new renders of their third-party Jazz.
That thing looks awesome. It
This
really
thing's
does.
finally getting made, huh?
Yeah, they're showing that it can have the animated look and the toy look with the door wings and the shoulder-mounted rocket launcher.
Let me just say that this thing looks really cool. It's not the Make Toys Downbeat is probably one of my favorite Carbots. It's not enough to make me replace that, but
yeah.
Which one do you guys like? Are you guys wings out or wings in?
Wings out.
Wings in.
All right, I'm with Jed. I love the look of like the wings, the doors extended.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks super awesome.
I like to differentiate him from the Datsuns.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, it's reminiscent of the Datsuns that way.
Yeah.
I just like that look. I know it's like hard to like fit through a door like that, but
I mean, it looks cool either way. Jazz is always a cool looking design, regardless. So
I like this a lot.
For me, it's wings in as well, or doors in as well, because like Fall of Cybertron didn't have the doors hanging off them, so that's kind of my source material that I compare it to. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So moving on to non-Transformer toy news. Hasbro Marvel Legends announced in the last couple of weeks their Age of Apocalypse Wave 2. And just today, they announced that the various figures they've been teasing over the last couple of weeks are actually part of a box set. An Amazon exclusive box set that includes a shirtless Wolverine with his brown costume, Callisto, Mastermind, Omega Red, and Cyber.
That went on sale today on Amazon.
Yeah. So for like $120.
Really? Is that what it was?
$120.
I hate being like super negative about things, but like I am completely 100% done with ever buying the Marvel items.
I was kind of that way too until I saw Spider-Man 2099. Bought that one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did announce a vintage carded Spider-Man 2099.
And all this
using the old Pizza Spidey body.
Yeah, but all this, like shirtless Wolverine. I mean, what was that, the 10th Wolverine now?
Yeah.
No, Wolverine sells, man. He's always going to sell.
I thought that you reused Deadpool mold like so many times, but man, yeah, that's I none of this I would buy.
The thing that turned me off of Marvel Legends was the last Age of Apocalypse wave, and if you look through this wave, it's the same shit. There is zero accessories with any of these things. The Cyclops doesn't even come. I mean, as far as I know, they didn't show any pictures of them on like the BBTS site. I was scrolling through them. The Cyclops doesn't even come with like an eye blast effect. It's ridiculous.
Unbuyable trash.
That Sabretooth doesn't even like really look like Sabretooth either. Like the body does, but the face is not great.
I think that's pretty reasonable. Look
maybe
for
I'm
from
just,
Age of Apocalypse.
Maybe I'm remembering wrong. The Colossus actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, that's the
not-
thing. I really want that Colossus. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's like one of my
So-
favorite versions of Colossus.
Here you go with Build-A-Figures. Just wait. Just buy it on eBay later for like $30. And just wait till they re-release it with like
Right.
him and Kitty Pryde like love pack or whatever. They just
I never did buy the Venom Build-A-Figure.
oh, you want one?
No.
I got-
So I thought I did, but I got off that hype train right quick because that's not another wormhole or rabbit hole I want to fall down.
So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be off in all my Legends figures as soon as I get a chance to picture them up and sell them to that. Probably just sell them as a lot. Like I just don't care. I'm kind of like doing the Mike thing. I'd much rather just have like an import version of any character that I like. I love Age of Apocalypse. It's one of my favorite X-Men like aesthetics, but
Yeah.
just done with Legends.
I think I might get the Cyclops. I definitely want to get the Rogue. I might get the Sabretooth to complete him with Wild Child.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
just
passing
wait.
on the Magneto because I'm getting the Mafex Magneto.
That's what I'm saying. They're releasing a Mafex. Well, they might eventually, but they'll probably do a Rogue too.
That Magneto keeps getting pushed back. He must have been pushed back like 3 times already.
I mean, Mafex is a delay machine. So
Yeah.
So can I ask you something, Kyle?
what's up?
You said you're kind of like out on everything the Marvel Legends does, right?
Yes.
Is it because it's an all or nothing thing for you? Is there a reason you just can't cherry pick?
No, it's because I think they're getting lazy with quality and accessories, and I just you know what happens is I have this shelf. Well, I had it anyway with Marvel Legends on it, and I'm just sick of every morning I wake up and I just pick them up off the floor because they're just not great figures. They fall all the time, and they're getting cheaper and cheaper, and they're like quality, but they're getting more expensive in price.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I may skip this wave just because it's getting their price is just climbing up, and I'm not seeing an increase in quality to compensate for it.
So to be fair, that's side looks really cool, kind of.
Yeah, and every one of these figures in the AOA wave, these aren't the actual figures. These are just 3D renders.
Yeah.
So
Well, we know what happened with Unicron. Shown one way, showed up the other.
yeah, so I may even just pass on these figures and completely. I don't know.
I mean, Mafex already set the precedent, but they're going to be doing AOA figures, so
Well, hopefully. I mean, they haven't announced anything since Magneto.
sure. But if they
I was
did
gonna say,
one,
Levy, have you been in on that still? You still doing the Mafex?
Oh
shtick?
yeah, I'm getting just about every Mafex that comes out.
yeah,
And as far as like Marvel and DC figures go.
Right on.
I'm mad that I never grabbed the Gambit. I don't know if it's still available anywhere, but maybe I'll just keep it. Honestly, that Legends Gambit's pretty good too.
I saw him. Where did I see that? I saw that somewhere, Kyle. Let me see if I can find that. I saw that was for sale somewhere. The Mafex Gambit.
Like some of the older Legends that I have are amazing. That Wolverine, the original Wolverine, the Tiger Stripe one they did, that's a really good mold. And that Gambit's really good. And the Cyclops is pretty decent. And the Deadpool's really good. It's just, they're just not being consistent enough for me to care about them anymore.
Yeah, see, Marvel Legends got really good there, and then now they're kind of dropping off again.
Well, because everybody's been buying them, and they're just like, well, whatever. We could just put out Drag, and people are just buying the characters and not buying the quality. That's why I'm seeing the
remolds.
I'm seeing Marvel Legends right now peg warm like crazy. The whole Shang-Chi wave, I just see like tons of them everywhere. I see the Spider-Verse wave constantly everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think that could be like, it could be the quality thing, but I think it also could be people's fatigue with the MCU in its entirety. Like with you were saying, like how you're kind of, Endgame's kind of your bookend, and you're not really feeling what they're doing now. Maybe people are feeling that same kind of fatigue or a variant of it, and they're just,
with the Shang-Chi stuff for sure. But yeah, but most of the Legend stuff, a lot of it's like comic stuff and
right. But what I'm saying is like that. What I'm saying is like the MCU stuff. Like, so I personally, I'm the type of person like I told you about this BattleTech stuff. I get into something, I want to surround myself with it. I want to immerse myself in not only the lore and the fiction, but just like the experience of getting the new stuff and just kind of surrounding myself with all these things that I enjoy. And if people are kind of dropping off their enjoyment of the MCU right now. It could be that like the passion for the figures and surrounding themselves with the new stuff that's coming out is also kind of dwindled as well. They kind of coincide in a sense.
Yeah, I can see it.
But that's not to say like, you know, Hasbro's not at fault in the quality department, especially if their prices are going up. Like, cause that's kind of what happened with Generations. Like the prices started going up, the quality started going down. We got shit like Combiner Wars and Titans Return and stuff. Like, not that they were bad, but like, you know, you had some really bad quality figures in those lines that were like, how did this make it off the QC table?
And yeah, they went away for a while. We're at the point where I stopped collecting. I was just like completely out on mainline Transformers, and now I'm buying them all because the quality is freaking amazing.
You know what I find with Hasbro releasing stuff specifically? Like, so they don't have the problem with the Marvel stuff because the Marvel stuff has the fiction driving like the whole thing, right? And the quality with Marvel's fiction is left up to Disney. But Hasbro's personally owned properties, I've found that like, so when their fiction or their TV shows or whatever are doing really, really well, like Prime, their toys suffer. But when their toys improve, their fiction suffers. Now we're seeing 6-episode seasons once every 9 months, or I don't know the release date, but you know, you had the Titans Return Machinima that was garbage. And I'm curious to see how that balance works out because, like you said, like you're in for almost everything. But how does that transition for kids nowadays that don't have all this fiction or a lot of it to drive the sales and the, you know, the connection to the figure through the characters?
Right.
Oh, that was my whole thing. I was hoping for opinions. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm getting fatigued.
I know we need Mike here. Mike to be like, enough's enough. Enough's enough. Damn it. We're out. What's
next?
What's left? What's left?
Next. Next.
Fan questions.
I don't know if anybody's interested in this one. I pre-ordered it, but not from Big Bad Toy Store. But I provided the Big Bad Toy Store link there if you guys want to check it out. The Amazing Yamaguchi Arkham Knight.
It's dope looking, man.
Yeah, I like it because they included multiple options to make it the blue Arkham Knight, the red Arkham Knight, and Red Hood. So
yeah, it looks cool. I said, I actually just played Arkham Knight, so
that reminds me of a Rebel Tech, and it also makes me I'm sorry, not a Rebel Tech. It reminds me of a Play Arts Kai, which also makes me forget that I didn't mention that I got the Play Arts Kai Black Widow from Jed Vargo, and I want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that thing's awesome, by the way.
I'm glad you like it.
I got it and I played with it for a second and then I immediately packed it up into a box.
Okay. The second link there is for the Mafex Jean Grey in her 90s X-Men outfit.
Yeah. Did I go in that with you guys, right?
Yes, I ordered 3 of them. One for you, one for me, and one for Mike.
Hopefully not at $105.
No.
Remember when Mike said he wasn't going to collect anything but Transformers?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. So, what do you guys think of that Jean Grey?
I think I'd rather have her look more like the 90s cartoon.
Mm.
No, it looks awesome. She looks great.
I'd rather have her naked.
I don't like the blue pockets on the legs.
See? Naked. Much better.
No, because in the comic it was all that orange color, so it matched the orange color of the rest of the costume. So, but I mean, I'm not gonna fret over it.
Maybe you can get Jason to be painted for you.
What's that?
You can get Jason to paint up for you.
All right, and then this is just something that I'm getting, but this is the Mafex Dark Knight Returns Superman that just went up for pre-order last week. So I'm liking the way this one looks. I didn't get the DKR Batman, but I'm definitely getting this Superman.
He's got a Liefeld chest to him.
He is very, very thick.
Jesus Christ, he's got the Tick's jaw.
Yeah, yeah. It's also definitely got Frank Miller's distinguished style. So, but no, I'm definitely digging it. So I definitely ordered this one. I need another Superman in my collection. So
I have the one and only Superman that I need, and that's the Hush Superman.
Mm-hmm. That's a great figure.
It is.
I too have the one and only Superman in my collection that I need.
Yeah.
The invisible one.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I really did. Like, I like the Snyderverse. I liked all those movies. But yeah,
Actually,
no, I'm not enough to collect any of it though.
Didn't like a lot of those movies, but I kind of dug the Snyder Cut. I actually thought it was pretty decent. We don't have to
Yeah,
go
man,
on
those
a tangent for that.
those movies did in 5 movies what Marvel took 25 to do.
Yeah,
I'm just winding you
I'm
up.
not
Okay.
taking the bait.
All right. So yeah, that's it for toy news. Do we want to go to listener questions?
I
Please.
have one bit of toy news.
Ooh.
Okay, go ahead.
So recently, the PlayArts Kai Tifa has been seen as a Japanese release, whereas it had released before a few months ago to everyone's dismay because the face looked like shit and the eye was all fucked up on it and stuff. But PlayArts Square has been holding off on releasing it to the rest of the world since I think it came out. I'm not sure if it came out in the Philippines or if it came out someplace besides like Japan and the United States and Europe. But they've been holding off for a few months and pushing back the release date. And someone found, or a few people actually found, the Japanese release came out like yesterday, I think it was. And they're saying that the face sculpt and well, the paint and everything like that is better and different than the original release. And that if you bought the previous like release that came out a few months ago from an official Square Enix store, they'll be providing like replacements for you.
Oh, that's
So-
cool.
Yeah, but if you bought it from like BBTS or if you bought it from like, you know, another third party store or whatever, they won't give you an updated thing of it. So but yeah, that's kind of cool. So Brother Kyle, I have a feeling this month we'll be getting a shipment from Ami Ami.
I hope so, man. I have this Ami Ami envelope, or this PlayArts Kai envelope in my dresser that I just keep adding money to. And at this point, I might even have more in it than I have pre-ordered, which is not a bad thing, I'm sure.
Cool.
That's that previous TFCon envelope, is it?
No, I have a TFCon envelope already.
Oh,
I tap into my savings.
But that's
It's,
the news that I have.
It's funny. I actually I did all my envelopes the other day, and since they're showing the house today, like I asked my roommate to go check to see if I left anything out, and I left all my cash envelopes out on my dresser.
Nice.
So he had to take them and hide them for me.
so they think you're a drug dealer?
I don't know.
Stripper.
Or stripper?
So to
All
put
right.
some cookies out.
strange since he lost all the weight.
Dude, back when I used to be a valet, I actually used to used to get tipped in tons of ones. So I would go to the bank every week, and I would just hand them like $400 in ones.
I thought you were going to say back in the day to get tipped stripping.
When they were showing the house instead of putting out plates of cookies, they're like, oh, look, here's envelopes of money.
Subscribe to that OnlyFans.
What's next, Levy?
Q&A. So looks like we only got one question this week.
Oh, thank God.
And it comes from Alan Grant, and he says, "Hey boys, F you, John Bailey. Go eat some dicks. Imagine if the COVID vaccine turns people into ass-eating, blood-hungry flying gargoyles. What's your plan? Bolt the front door and hope like hell they don't sniff you out. Make tracks to the local sporting and hunting shop. And what's your go-to weapon of choice? Side note, this Omega girl in Bad Batch better grow up fast and turn into some crazy badass assassin or I'm out. Peace."
Let me address that last one first. The clones do all have accelerated age growth, so that could be a thing, and I agree with that. Unless she's different, because she was kind of like handmade by one of the Kaminoan scientists. So anyway, that's the nerdiest shit anybody said on this show. So
How does a child get handmade?
I guess it's not.
Don't do it.
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure how it gets handmade. I'm handmade.
comics.
That's like when they say that name's made up. Well, all names are made up.
Yeah. I'm going to be going upstairs and hand making some knuckle children before I go to bed. So
Knuckle children.
Jesus Christ.
Levy's gonna line the walls with liver. Knuckle children. I've never heard that.
I can't remember where I heard that before. Was it Family Guy maybe? But
I'm vaccinated, so I'm going to be one of those ass-eating gargoyles.
y'all see that meme of was it that one kid maybe from Land of the Lost or whatever, and it says I took the vaccine, I turned out all right.
Yeah, sleep stack.
Hey, speaking of Tyler, I heard you talk about earlier about how you were showing your kids like theme songs. The Land of the Lost theme song is a really, really good one. The Nickelodeon one.
Is that the one with like Ducky?
Welcome to the Land of the Lost. Oh yeah, Land Before Time's awesome too.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is everyone's plan in case of a ass-eating, blood-hungry, flying gargoyle apocalypse?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay flat on my face with my ass arched in the air, and I'm just going to wait to die.
Going out quick.
Because you know what? Listen, this man described Mike in an alternative universe. Okay? Vampire, ass eating, give me a break. I know what this is about. Mike's been trying to clap my cheeks for years.
The MKU multiverse?
Wow. Well, I know that I'm not going to be long for this world because I'm pretty sure the rules of Zombieland probably apply to the ass-eating, blood-hungry, flying gargoyles. And number one rule on that one is cardio, and that has just not been me. I mean, I've been better about it lately, but I'm still not in any shape to run from any kind of flying creatures that want to eat my ass.
I'm good for an 11-minute mile.
You guys always like make like Iron Man armor too.
I never understood the desire to run from zombies.
Well, because in some media, zombies are super fast and scary.
Yeah, but get in a vehicle.
There might not be vehicles and gas available in a post-apocalyptic world.
Or a box.
Well, okay.
What happens when the gas runs out?
The old solid snake tactic.
Would you jump in another one? Hold up.
No,
Okay,
I mean,
first I
like,
need more information about the scenario then. How far into the future have I already survived?
Oh, I don't know.
Because if it's brand new, I'm fucking just driving. I'm just grabbing a car and I'm driving. And then when that one runs out, I'm grabbing another one and I'm driving. So there's going to be tons of cars on the side of the road because a bunch of dumb fucking idiots are going to be like, oh, best option, run away. Get out of car, run away. So it's going to be a fucking smorgasbord of vehicles to choose from.
You're not thinking of the whole like traffic log thing, and it's going to be a thing. It's not going to be as easy enough as it is in
pick an off-road vehicle.
Like, Glenn just steals a Mustang and just drives away.
Drive to your local Tesla dealership. Grab one of the.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the zombies just walking by and you in the box and them just going, huh? What was that?
Huh?
And then,
exclamation point.
You also don't consider that maybe I'll just do a figure eight. Just circle the block a couple times. I'm not even going to try and survive. I'm just going to annoy these fucking things. Soon enough, they're not going to want my swamp ass. So, you know. Because think about it. I mean, like, you see a blood-hungry, angry gargoyle that only eats ass and is also a vampire. Like, you shit yourself.
Not
so
only eats ass, also eats ass.
I don't know. I mean, I probably like. See, they fly, so I guess like the plan of getting on a boat and heading out to an island somewhere. I mean, you got the Thousand Islands there, Tyler. I mean, that's a pretty good safe point for zombie apocalypse, I think, right?
Sure. I love their dressing. Never been.
I mean, just get to an island and then basically zombies can't swim. I mean,
but
maybe
gargoyles fly. And if these are gargoyles, do they turn to stone during the day?
Maybe they can only fly so far and they can't get out to that island in the ocean or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, weapon of choice, probably a double crossbow and a sword, so you can be nice and quiet, so you can kill them in silence from your cardboard box.
Yeah, man.
Just crawling around in a cardboard box, shooting people with crossbows.
Listen, I'm like an animal in the Amazon rainforest, okay? I emit pheromones that make my predators not want any of this ass. I'll just load up on beef, and they'll have a bad time.
They will discover the only weakness or only defense that you have against these ass-eating gargoyles is you eat tons and tons of
explosive diarrhea.
A poutine.
That's right.
Fucking can only be found in Canada because the cheese curds are unique to that area.
Adapt and overcome.
The news reports will all be saying, and the news reports will all be going. It's like instead of saying destroy the brain or remove the head, they'll be saying shit yourself.
Chipotles are safe havens.
Listen, if your best odds of survival are loading up on Taco Bell.
Head to your local Chipotle. That's where all the survivors are gathering.
Hell is Chipotle?
What?
Which Chipotle?
The ass blood diarrhea Mexican restaurant place.
Chipotle?
Chipotle?
Yeah, Chipotle, whatever. You know me and my speakisms. It's just chaos. It's chahos everywhere.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna go out a legend, okay? I'm gonna people think what did he say? Going to your local, make tracks to your local hunting dealership or whatever. Yeah. Nah, bro, I'm going to the fucking spice aisle in Walmart. I'm gonna load up on sriracha. I'm gonna fucking ship myself to the moon. Afterburners, engage.
Thank God that was the only question.
Yeah. Thank God is right.
I'm surprised we made it last this long.
What, 5.5 hours?
Yeah. Hey, man, to be fair, you guys waited on me for a while, so half an hour will be cut.
No, it wasn't that long.
At least.
It was 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
I swear I think I'm going to split this into 2.
You should.
I just might.
It's been about 4 hours.
You should call it the back and forth reunion, part 1, part 2.
I'm going to call it back and forth, I think. Yeah, back and forth, part 1.
Did you still have the music for our back and forth show?
So.
Hey, you know what, man? Do you still have the that fucking country music song that I recorded and sang?
I probably do. Yeah.
Oh man.
If I were you, I would just release this on Patreon.
There you
By
go.
our calendar.
The lost episode.
By our back and forth calendar, and the black and forth calendar. That's even better.
You can call the episode the MKU Multiverse.
All right, so that's it for listener questions. Thank you. 1 second.
Alan Graham.
Alan.
Yeah, Alan. Yeah, thank you, Alan. I'd lost the page.
I have all 35 episots of Back and Forth.
We should release them as an anthology.
I do. I have the. Yep, I have.
Like a box set.
Yep.
Put them on CD.
Get your full collection of Back and Forth on 8-track.
8-track.
Tyler's
from all of us,
what's
in Michael Kincaid's crew? Yeah. I don't. That sounds like a relic of a lost time.
Is this Brother Kyle? I think it is.
I'm Brother Kyle.
Yep. I got it. I do have it. I'll have to open the show with that, Brother Kyle.
Oh my God. That was way before I started practicing singing.
I have the commercial here too. I should maybe. Yeah. There it is.
Oh, hey, Black Panther. Oh, what's up, man? I don't know, man. Hey, but listen, totally the bad guy.
I can upload that. That's so classic. Classic Brother Kyle. Hold on. Let me upload that so everyone can enjoy that this evening.
I don't want to see the video, dude. I hate looking at myself.
Well, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a thing. Did you guys see that picture? Let me send it to the chat, dude. I found a picture of an old when we were. I'm sorry, when we were cleaning out the house yesterday, we found an old jacket of mine that I had, and I took a picture of me in it.
Wow, were you drowning in it?
Yeah, man. Look at that shit. That's my new robe, actually.
Wow, dude.
Holy. You could put a stick up in the yard and make a tent out of it.
Jesus
Fuck, man, the
Christ.
states are opening up. You might need a tarp if you go camping.
No kidding, right?
That's wild, man. Yeah, my double XL shirts fit me a lot better now. I'm swimming in a 3XL, whereas before they were like super tight on me.
It feels good, man, when you like go down a size. You just want to like take your old shit, just get rid of it, give it the good
Yeah,
ones.
man. And I can see my penis again.
And on that note, anybody have anything in final resting before we
Shout out
finally
to Tyler.
end the
Shout out
show?
to Tyler's penis.
Shout out to Charlie Tyler's penis, yeah. May it never get
Look,
calcified.
man.
Yeah, let's end this quick so I can go upstairs and fire off some knuckle children.
Thought of my penis makes you a Randy, does it?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
I'm
Jesus
going
Christ.
to be thinking about it for all the 5 seconds it's going to take me.
Look, man, I'll end off on a positive fucking note, okay? I may not reach the back, but I fucked the shit out the sidewalls. Or whatever Mike says to end the episode.
Enough's enough. We're out.